Good, man. I'm back with another video, man. This time we talking about Quando Rondo, Big U's nephew, Tiny Draws, and this whole ordeal with him going on social media and letting everybody know that he left neighborhood. Now, he's been in the news like the last couple weeks or whatever. One of his homeboys actually got knocked down while they were both in a car outside of a gas station while in LA. A lot of people, were talking about this situation and referencing it to, the King Von situation. Other people said that it was local politics. A lot of people pointed the finger at the Hoovers in LA. I think a lot of that's due to, the whole Pop Smoke situation, as well as a couple summers ago, Quando Rondo's, um, he was actually in a picture with some neighborhoods out in California dissing the Hoover. So at the end of the day, a lot of people felt like it was them. Whack 100 got on Clubhouse and said some things that made people think that it was, possibly them or someone else that had something to do with it over some paper that his homeboy actually owed. Now, today's news on this particular topic is Quando Rondo actually got in his story, and he had a couple things to say. That's the first thing, but let me move this slide over real fast so y'all can see what's going on real quick, so y'all can get an idea of why Tiny Draws, actually reacted. We're gonna just read a little bit of this. Now it says that everybody, f everybody. I mean that, and he said that he meant it. He said that he messed with a selected few people in his circle, super tight. He goes on to name the people that he messed with. You know what I mean? One of those people was Lil Tim. Now he also went on to say that it was too much going on, too many fingers being pointed, and too many people talking behind his back. He got too much weight on his shoulders. That he's standing on all 10, and he loved Pat like AF, but he said that he's not going to his homegoing services. He also said that I know where me and him stood at, as well as he also said F how anybody feel. Keep that to yourself. Nobody know what he going through. He also said he watched his homie check out. I want to see a lot of y'all wake up and keep a level head after that. I'm focusing on myself and my little girl. That's who I'm living for all the times I miss with her. On top of all this, I'm not in a relationship. I'm not tied to no girl. Me and her have a mutual understanding. I'm solo rocking and blah, blah, blah. He also would go on to say that he's not jump out no more, as well as he said ain't no loyalty in it. He said he in his own lane, and then he also said that he laid down his blue rag and that he's no longer neighborhood. Now he would also say y'all ain't gonna ride for it in for real. It's no sense in me being a part of y'all stuff. Y'all mess with the opposition, IDGAF, who feel how they feel basically, and if you can't feel where he coming from, that's on you, BAN. He also said it's not rocket science, or it doesn't take rocket science to see what he's going through. Everybody already hate him anyways, and he ain't tripping on the extra hate that's coming his way. Now he will close this out and says, "I feel like you a snake. You gotta stay from around me." Now that was like about an hour ago. He was still going in on this particular situation. Now, since then, Tiny Draws also reacted to things that Quando Rondo said. He took a screenshot of the initial exchange of words or whatever he was posting in the story. I'm gonna get my commentary on this because I got like it's stuff going through my head right now that I want to speak on, but I'm gonna just keep going because I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a nice long video with me reading all of this stuff. Now, Tiny Draws would say, "Now I usually don't chime in on weirdo stuff, but you haven't done anything for the hood, and the hood played a pivotal role why anybody would believe your stories you express in your music." He said you're very talented, but your ignorance to something you signed up for but had no real understanding of is disloyal, just as well as you feel somebody or nobody riding for you is disloyal. He also said you said you don't have to check in, which is not a bad thing. He said he even checks in. So why should we check out? Make it make sense. He would continue to say, you don't even need your A whoop. You need guidance, and I pray you get your life together. But stand on everything you say, my brother, and remember, It's only one way out of this, and that's not a threat, but charity on why nobody, or clarity why nobody is standing up for you. You get what you dish out, and if you dish out nothing but love from the gate, like you show to NBA YoungBoy, then you will receive the same love. Somebody with some self-respect will stand up for you. I think where the disconnect is, you claim a set and joint for the wrong reasons. Your loyalty wasn't with us. It was only a few certain people, which is your business. But I hope you change for the good with everything, because the streets don't play fair. But God bless my brother. Now that I'm done reading all of that, we can kind of talk about what I think and what my actual feelings is towards this whole situation with your boy Quando Rondo. Now, you know, somebody that doesn't live in California, but I grew up around people who claim like things that came up out of California, whether it be the red side, the blue side, or the orange side. You know what I mean? I've been around that, as well as I've been privy to conversations about, people not accepting or accepting people from out of town claiming these different sets, right? So at one point or another, Quando Rondo lashed out at Big U, and I want to say it was around the time that things was going on with the King Von situation. Somebody asked Big U a question about him. He said he really didn't know the guy. He didn't say nothing bad for him, but Quando Rondo took offense to it, went online and said some of the things he said, showed some screenshots, some conversations I want to say somebody might have had with Big U and his team. And Big U ended up having him on the podcast, and they sat down and squashed things. So at that point, Quando Rondo was accepted by Big U, and if you accepted by Big U, I'm pretty sure there's some things that come along with that can benefit you while you out in LA, right? Now, when this first goes down, a lot of people was wondering, like, well, where was he? Where was the people that he was with? Well, apparently he didn't check in with nobody. Nobody knew he was out in LA, and if they did know he was out in LA, they may have took it as disrespect that he was out there without checking in with the hood that he supposedly is claiming. Now, who did this to him, I'm not sure. And when he brings up that they messing with the opposition, I could only think that he's thinking that the 60s is rocking out with OTF members, which is possibly true. Now, at the end of the day, though, for him to give up on, something that he's claimed since the beginning of his time of being in rap, and I do agree with Tiny Draws that some people probably do rock with his music based on his so-called affiliation with the blue team. Now, with that being said, he reaped those benefits of it. But when the things are going bad and things aren't going his way and people aren't reacting to certain things like he feels like it, he wants to leave. That's fine. But I'm not understanding why announce it on social media the way that he did, because that could possibly cause different problems, not only for him in Savannah, but as well as problems for him in a lot of select cities throughout the country. It's a lot of 60s outside of LA that's tapped in and locked in with the 60s in LA that may want to see Quando after posting something so crazy, right? There was a way he could have did this without even announcing it. Another thing that I wanted to touch on was the fact that he feels as if it was important enough for him to make this post about it, as well as he spoke out, and I'm guessing the family possibly is the ones who he's talking about, and people who was close to the individual who passed away, when he says that, they talking behind his back and they don't know what he's going through. We got to think about this. We got Lil Tim kind of cases he was getting packed out. Had he not had this situation going on with Von and them over the young boy situation, Lil Tim wouldn't have this case at all. You know what I mean? He would have just got packed out by Von or whatever, and that would have happened. But Lil Tim was trying to protect him and hopped out the car like he should have and stepped for his homeboy, right? Now we got another situation where, again, somebody pulls up, and if I'm a betting man, I'm going to put my money on it. They actually pulled up for Quando Rondo and not the individual that he was with. and the person who he was with gets knocked down, but Quando Rondo escapes this whole entire situation without one scratch. Again, if I'm a betting man, right, and I'm gonna just say this, I'm guessing that the family of the individual who passed is probably feeling like everybody else is feeling. Like, how come everybody around him is getting hit up, but nothing is happening to him? You feel what I'm saying? They have questions because at this point, it's their child or their homeboy or their friend or their son that's no longer here, and this dude is still here. After yet another incident that nobody had nothing to do with besides him, right? He's not going to the homecoming services, which is cool because I'm pretty sure the family doesn't want him there anyway. It's a lot going on, man, and it kind of shows you that, claiming things or trying to be a part of stuff that's not necessarily a part of the culture where you come from isn't always a good idea. You feel what I'm saying? So now we got an individual like him who's like making a mockery of a serious affiliation or a serious situation that I don't condone. I don't advocate that nobody joins any type of set, right? But if you sign up for that, you sign up for all the rules and all the politics and everything else that comes along with that, and stand on your square with that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if he had an issue with somebody from his set or from out in California and was feeling like they wasn't doing nothing, those are politics that's handled by grown men behind those grown closed doors, and not for social media. That type of lifestyle isn't for play. And I believe that you may find little isolated incidents where members might have wanted to get up out of a set and they might have went on social media talking crazy. But I trust and believe you'll never find anybody with that has such a high profile in the industry denouncing the neighborhood that they're from in this manner because of the actual backlash and the consequences that can come along with you doing said things on a platform that's going to reach millions across the country. Like, this is a big story. A lot of people was talking about this on YouTube, man. I don't know if this is going to work out too well for Quando Rondo. He looking silly. Get in the comment section, though. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'm Almighty the Ruler. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you're notified each and every time I upload new content.